What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and let me start off by saying this. Agenda won't sell your shows. Agenda won't sell your movies, okay? It doesn't sell. People want good entertainment. People want good storytelling. People want good characters. What they don't want is forced messages, and they really don't want it in children's films, all right? So let me start off with that. Now, you guys know me. I do the box office breakdown every week. And before that, I do a box office prediction, trying to predict like what the big movie of the upcoming week is going to do in the box office. So imagine my surprise when I pull up a deadline this week and I see that Lightyear is getting stepped on by dinosaurs. Now, Jurassic World Dominion's making a lot of money. A ton of people are going to see it. I enjoyed the film myself, but I didn't expect this. And I don't think anybody expected it. Nobody really expected it. $57 million for Jurassic World Dominion. That's about right. I thought that Lightyear would be doing somewhere in the neighborhood. Remember, if you saw the prediction, about $114 million, $45 million on Friday, and $114 million over the weekend. So this is like a real big kick in the head for me, because I'm like, holy smokes, this was not expected. And I started scouring all the different websites, went over to Hollywood Reporter, pretty much saying the same exact thing. So I'm scratching my head. I'm trying to figure out what's happening, what's going on. I went to Box Office Mojo. Box Office Mojo has Lightyear making $20 million on Friday. And again, I said $45 million for Friday. So yeah, I'm stunned. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm about to show you what I discovered. You probably already know when you clicked on this video. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this particular article from the San Francisco Gate. Lightyear's controversial same-sex kiss is getting negative user reviews before the film is even released. There it is, right? There's the answer. Okay. Before I keep going into this article, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and give me a like, give me a subscribe, click those buttons down below. Definitely helps out the channel. I really appreciate all the supporters. Let's go ahead and get into this. Full disclosure, I had no idea that Lightyear had this because I tried my best to avoid spoilers. You know, I don't really dig deep into every film. I had planned on watching this film on Thursday night, and Friday night got super busy and got tired on Friday, couldn't do it. Then Saturday came along, and then I saw the stuff, and then I started reading through this, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what happened. So it says here that fans were disappointed in the change of the Lightyear voice actor, right? Tim Allen was normally the person that voiced the toy in Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear the toy. They said, nah, we're switching it up. It's going to be the guy that the toy was based on, which is this other dude, and that's going to be voiced by Chris Evans. There's controversy behind that. People were upset about it. But yeah, then it says here, others seem more concerned about the film featuring a same-sex couple. I guarantee you that's the reason why this film isn't doing well. It has nothing to do with Chris. It might be a couple of people that said that about, you know, Chris Evans, but I guarantee you those same people are also upset about this, and probably even more upset. So it goes on to say that many of those people are leaving negative reviews on the film sites, Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, ahead of the release because there is a kiss between Buzz's best friend, Alicia Hawthorne, and her wife. All right, so you start thinking about this, where again, Disney is a company. They're a company whose goal is to make money, right? At least you think they are. And if your goal is to make money, Disney, you're failing. You're failing miserably because you're losing money that you could be making by introducing this type of stuff. It's not just that it's a same-sex couple. It's a same-sex couple in a children's program, okay? That's the problem, right? And Disney knew it was a problem. Disney knew it was a problem because the very next paragraph here says the scene in question was initially cut from Lightyear, but was later restored after employees, LGBTQ employees, and allies at the Disney-owned company sent a joint statement protesting the censorship of overtly gay affection. Okay, so everybody that says that the executives at Disney don't know what they're doing and they don't know what they're talking about and they don't know what people are looking for, they cut the scene, okay? They cut the scene. They knew that this was going to be a problem. They took it out, but they got talked into putting it back in, and I bet right now they wish they hadn't, because now this thing is getting its tail kicked in the box office. It was already banned in 14 Middle Eastern and Asian countries. It gives a list of those here. It also appears that some fans are protesting the film over the scene, So it says here, Rotten Tomatoes, where it got an 81% critic score. Multiple fans have already left negative reviews over the movie's gay characters. So here's a couple of quotes here. The need that this culture has to push gender ideology on kids is frightening. Let me say this. I don't have a problem with anybody. You do what you like, okay? I'm Humpty Hump with it. Do what you like, Love who you like. Talk to who you like. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. I don't need to know what's going on in somebody else's bedroom. Heterosexual, homosexual, irregardless. I don't need to know what's going on in somebody else's bedroom anyway, and I don't really care. But when you're doing it in kids programming, there's going to be pushback. Parents are not with it, right? Remember, we saw that me and T did a episode of Movies with the Homies, and we discussed, the controversy of parent groups talking to Disney about this very thing. And I'll go ahead and link that video up there. And the one thing I said is, parents probably should watch what their kids are they're putting in front of their kids. Don't leave Disney to raise your children. If you don't like what's happening, block it, put your parental codes in there, get away from it, right? It says here, these folks said, keep entertainment wholesome. That's what parents want. They want wholesome entertainment for their children. Whether or not they believe or not believe. Hey, look, if parents want to expose their kids to some of the racier entertainment options that are out there in society, they're going to do it anyway. Disney has kind of always been seen as that kind of safe, family-friendly, entertainment. Again, if it's changing, parents are going to make some adjustments themselves, which is what you're seeing going down right now. Keep politics out of entertainment for children. They're not interested in this sort of thing, and they should not be exposed to it. It's unnecessary, and whether you want to admit it or not, there is a normal. Again, that's the whole point. Folks are saying, listen, there's a normal way that, society has kind of always treated children's programming. To try to come along at this particular stage and change it, that's going to be a fight. That's going to be a huge fight. And you're seeing it. Parents are like, nah, we're not with it. We're not dealing with it. Disney can do what they want to do, but we're not going to deal with it. One person called for people to boycott Disney over the scene, right? They're asking for boycotts. This type of stuff is ramping up in society, and it's just going to continue. Oh, then it said here, I like this particular one. It says here, review bombing again, this time for Lightyear. When you see a C shape, then it's best not to trust the user reviews. Well, that's not the case at all. People are going to look at, when some users are reviewing a film and it looks like this, people are going to say something about it. Don't get it twisted. People are going to be like, why is this thing getting review bombed? Let me find out. Let me do some research. Let me start clicking around. That's what I did. Why is this thing not getting any money? Let me start typing up and looking in it. Oh, look what I discovered. That's what's going to happen, okay? This stuff doesn't happen for no reason. There's a reason why this thing is getting 52% of its users giving it a 1 rating. People are going to want to know. That's what the internet is for. So, the fact that this person said this is just kind of like, you don't really understand people. But then, as I kept going down here, I found this particularly very, very interesting. So it's, and I'm not a Twitter head like that. I go on Twitter from time to time, but look at this. This is from a guy, Ben Shapiro. I know he's kind of like a right-wing commentator. And he says, look, Disney works to push a not at all secret gay agenda and add queerness to its programming, according to executive producer LaToya Ravino. Parents should keep that in mind before deciding whether to take their kids to see Lightyear, which hits theater. Now, this guy is huge and he has a big following. You can see there's, lots of likes and replies on this thing already. It says here, Shapiro's tweet has garnered more than 10,000 likes and 2,000 retweets. Children are not adults, Shapiro continued. What may be appropriate for adults is not appropriate for children. And this is the thing. If your goal, especially when it comes to children programming, is to make money, you're failing. If your goal is to push a message, I don't know if they needed to spend $200 million to push this particular message that they're trying to push, because now they're just going to lose money. Now they're just going to lose the money that they invested into this thing. And, it's kind of crazy. And let me say this, like, messaging is a part of storytelling. It always has been, and it always will be. You know, go back to Aesop fables, Aesop's fables. Fables had messages in the story, right? You hear an entertaining story, but underneath there's like this message that's coming in. Same with the Brothers Grimm, right? They wrote their fables and their fairy tales, and underneath there was always a message. Every story, I write stories, okay? And every story has a message. I'll give you an example. So look, this is a book that I wrote, okay? It's called The Fortunes of Felix Fontana. You can see that's my name right there, and this story has a message, basically, and because it's a kid's book, the message is believe in yourself and keep your promises. That's the message. That's it. And it's layered in the subtext. I'm not hammering you over the head with it. It's layered into the subtext of the story. You read it, and as the story progresses, those messages come out in a kind of a natural way. It's not, hey, here's the hammer, and I have to sermonize and preach to you about what you should be doing. That's the way this type of messaging always comes across. It's not layered in subtext. It's hammering you right up over the head, in your face. And when you do that, you're going to turn off people. Overall, preachy will always lose the day, especially when your audience is coming to be entertained. If you were at church or if you're at some kind of a seminar and you're giving your message, people came for that message. People want to hear that message. So message away. But when you're coming to a movie theater with your family and your friends and you just want to sit back and be entertained, and then you end up getting preached at, or you're getting messages that you didn't necessarily come to see or hear, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna hear about it and you're gonna feel it. And that's what Disney is dealing with right now, okay? Got to go LCD, lowest common denominator when it comes to kids' messages. Love conquers all and good triumphs over evil. That's about it, maybe some other little light messages like that. Believe in yourself, like I was saying. Things of that nature you could definitely put in children's programming, because those are the messages that parents are trying to teach their kids, and it helps to have those things as backups. But if you don't do that and you come with a different message, you're going to end up looking at this kind of action, and that doesn't help anybody at Disney. But that'll do it, folks. What do you think about this situation? I'll have a full box office breakdown tomorrow where we'll go full in-depth into the Lightyear problems and what it's going to look like going forward. But go ahead, drop down in the comments, give me your thoughts and your suggestions on Lightyear and agenda filmmaking. Is it a smart thing to do? Should somebody kind of step in and tap a Disney exec on the shoulder and be like, hey, by the way, we might want to remove this stuff out of here since we are a family entertainment company, and stop putting it in just so we can keep making money? Because if you haven't noticed, Disney, your stock price is dropping like it's hot. Folks ain't with it no more. You got to start to change up what you're doing. And like I said, the executives knew. They knew. And it's not like a surprise to them, because they tried to pull it out, but they got talked into putting it back in. And I guess those employees were happy that it was put back in. But, if Disney keeps losing money, those employees may not be employees, for much longer. So you got to start thinking about the bottom line at some point and what's good for your company. But nevertheless, folks, go ahead and drop down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and your suggestions on that. All right. Thank you for watching. See you next time.